Thanks to Dr. Anurag Batra, I have been chairing the jury also for selecting the best awardees, the best recipients of these prestigious awards. I can share with you that the process is very transparent and it is quite a laborious one, particularly for the jury. We had to spend our Saturdays and Sundays, you see, in interviewing various uh, contestants who would be someone would be the recipient of the award. It's always a pleasure for me because whenever I come here and meet the young people, the young lawyers, 30, 40s, and sometimes the older one also, I always feel that at the age of 86, I feel that I am only in 30s or 40s, possibly in 60s, and not in the 86th year. I bring to you greetings from the Society of Indian Law Firms, which I head, you see, which is one of the most prestigious, unique organization in the world where only the law firms are the members. We have very, very esteemed members sitting here also. I would first refer to Dr. Anurag Batra for having these events and bringing the legal professionals, young and old, together to have interaction and sharing of thoughts. We had the presence of Mr. Arvind Nair and Mr. Vaibhav Ghagar, both senior advocates, and my dear friend Mamta, she's here, one of the brilliant lawyers you see in the law firm Fox and Mandal. And also we have Shweta heading, you see, the law firm which is known as the law emerged from Hammurabi and Solomon. She heads, you see, that firm here now. And of course, we have Pratibha sitting here, again a very illustrious in-house counsel. So all the young people, young colleagues here, I'm tempted to say something about this arbitration because that will link it up with what my mission is now. Arbitration, we have been talking about enforcement of contracts. I think enforcement of contracts comes at a second stage. First is how to get the award. It is a very laborious process. As you are aware, litigation has totally failed, and as admitted by the then Chief Justice of India, Justice Chandrachud, we had more than 5 crore cases. In one of the conferences where he and I were sharing, you see, the head table, he said that this is what we have done. We have introduced technology, we have introduced ease of filing of the cases, ease of filing evidence, those big affidavits that Mr. Nair referred to, and the virtual hearings, all that we have done. So I had to give my closing remarks, so I posed this to him, that those 5 crore cases to my knowledge have now become 6 crore cases. You have facilitated the filing of the cases. What about the disposal of the cases? Are the citizens of this country getting justice? They have to wait possibly one generation thereafter, you see, they get the results. So where is emphasis is only on law and law. Emphasis is not on justice. That is the basic fallacy that we have. Therefore, litigation has gone. Is arbitration, which was supposed to be ADR, alternate dispute resolution, that has also failed to take off in this country for the reason that people are looking for alternatives to this ADR. And what is there any alternative? There is none. Our arbitrations are monopolized, rather I would say cartelized by the retired judges. our ad hoc arbitrations, the Chief Justices, former Chief Justices, retired judges of Supreme Court, High Court, they are the arbitrators. They are not even trained to look into the intricate and complex problems which arise on the facts of the case which is arbitrable. Therefore, arbitration has become very, very expensive, possibly more expensive than litigation, because if you have arbitration fixed on 15th of December, that will be split into two independent hearings, pre-lunch and post-lunch, so that you see the arbitrators and all, they get two set of fees. So therefore unless we have good institutional arbitration, now it has become a habit, you see, to compare us with Singapore. Singapore, you see, is a great institution of arbitration that even the two Indian parties who have a dispute, they would rather, you see, go to Singapore for the SEAC to get the dispute resolved rather than going for ad hoc arbitration here. Therefore, the need is to have institutional arbitration, and I don't see any except one solitary example of Mumbai International Arbitration Center, but that is a very small outfit, you see, that we have. Therefore, we need such institutions. Therefore, arbitration is also out of the way. What is the answer? And that is where my work, which I said is my mission now, to propagate settlement of disputes, to encourage settlement of disputes, mediation, samjhauta. And this is nothing new. It has been a part of our heritage, our culture, our history. Even during, you see, just before the Mahabharata war started, there was mediation. There was an attempt to settle, you see, the dispute between Kauravas and the Pandavas. Apart from that, we had the panchayat system, consensual form of dispute resolution, that 5 wise men and women, they used to get together and hear the parties and then try to help them, and that was the mediation. Then came, you see, the Mughal period, which is known for justice. If you have heard of the expression Adle Jahangir, Adle means justice. Jahangir, justice, not law. It was justice. That is what they introduced. The Qazis and all, their main duty was to resolve the disputes. There was no adversarial, you see, form of dispute resolution. That came in only when the British came. Therefore, that system is alien to our, you see, culture and system. To keep on fighting. Small country like England could afford 3-4 tier system. You see, a first court of first instance, second instance, appeals, revisions, and all that matters going to the House of Lords eventually. But we can't afford that sort of a system. Therefore, why I am raising this issue is because you are the future. You who are in your 30s and 40s, there has to be a change in the mindset. I tell the law schools whenever I visit any law school. I had gone to the famous Jindal Global Law School also, where I told Mr. Rajkumar, you see, the Vice Chancellor, that you have done a great job by introducing something about skill development in negotiations. Therefore, try to negotiate. And that is also relevant for in-house counsel. Those counsel, if they feel that some corporate dispute is emerging, is going to happen, talk to your counterparts. You see, on the other side, try to get the dispute resolved. Mediation is the only answer that we have if we have to give justice, you see, to our citizens. That is on that part. Therefore, you people have a great responsibility. Our generation, that is my generation, has failed. And after that, the second generation, as represented by Shweta Bharti, Mamta and all that, I think even they have failed because they are a part of this system now. We are all a part of this system which does not result in settlement of disputes, where you don't get justice. That is one part of it. Second part of it is because you are young lawyers. There is something which I call the basic structure of the legal profession. There is a basic structure of our constitution, you are all familiar with it, but there is a basic structure of our legal profession also. And what is that basic structure? It is value-based, ethics-based, giving back to society-based, you see. That is inherent part of our legal system in India at least. We got independence because of the efforts of the lawyers. Our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi, our first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, our first President, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, our first Deputy Prime Minister, Sardar Patel, Dr. Ambedkar, all of them were lawyers. Even today, and even in the previous governments, we had very, very eminent lawyers holding posts as cabinet ministers, various ministers. They are discharging their responsibility, giving it to the society. Because they give up their lucrative practices. They can make 40, 50 lakhs of rupees per day, but they gave up all those practices. And they are doing, you see, great job for the country. That is our basic structure. Therefore, try to inculcate, you see, that sort of a virtue in the profession. Besides, of course, it is our profession. We have to make money out of it. No one denies that. But at the same time, and side by side, inculcate this, you see, that we are a value-based profession. And what I call is a professional social responsibility. Therefore, adhere to this basic structure of our legal profession, and that is the message I want to give to my young friends here. Thank you.